With your working experience in the UK, Germany, and China, what are some leadership or working place cultural differences that you've noticed, and how do you overcome these gaps?
Definitely huge difference, right? Even between the UK and Germany. First cultural shock is actually coming back to China. So when I get into my workplace, I also joined a consulting company. That's the time I started feeling, that's quite a bit of competitiveness there in the workplace. Rather than, back then in the workplace, yes, there's a competition, but there's more, I would say, friendliness. But over here, the competition is more obvious, right? You just need to be aware of it, but it doesn't mean people are not being nice. You compete, it's a friendly competition. You help each other to get better, right? So that's the best way you can really encourage competition in the very, I would say, constructive way. But then, like for example, when I'm going to the more the German side of the corporate experience, I would say it's more from consulting to corporate, plus also with some German cultural influence over there. I then start to really realize, okay, then, there's rules to follow. There's disciplines, there's histories, you have to really spend time trying to understand. But I wouldn't say that's purely national cultural difference. There's also going to be a workplace and a corporate cultural difference. But then with the British and Americans, of course, there's more, I would say, especially in FMCG clients, they really emphasize on passion and storytelling, how you express yourself is also critical. The best way to really bridging those cultural differences is try to really immerse yourself, right? To also work with a different culture. So that will really allow you to gain experiences, at the same time make a lot of mistakes, but right? Try to learn from your mistakes, that's the best way for you to really bridging those cultural differences.
Serving as a bridge between your headquarters and Chinese market, what are some key cultural differences you've encountered, and how have you bridged these gaps?
I work for a European company, right? So I think our management style, leadership style is more of a European style. But based on my observation, I think China has a more hierarchical, structure in general, and then relationship is also extremely important in China. So that's, I think, something that sets China apart from Europe. From the European perspective, I believe Europe is more flat when it comes to structure. And then something that's important as well, I think, in Europe is that the work-life balance is something that's also extremely important, more than in China, I believe.
As a cross-border leadership in banking, what are some key cultural differences you've encountered in leadership and management styles in China and Europe? How did you overcome these bridges?
I think it depends on the personality, of course, of each of the leader. But if we want to mention just one of the main common features of the Italian leader, in Italy, a leader is who is willing to discuss, debate with the subordinates, with all the colleagues in the same working environment. So this is something not so easy to see in the Chinese cultural context because of the difference of the culture. But I think it's overall is changing a little bit. So it's very interesting to see that also the young generation of the Chinese leadership, they are more openly to debate, to discuss with the colleagues, and of course in Italy, even if you give some negative feedback to your leader, is most of the time is appreciated. But overall in China, I think this is improving a lot, is changing a lot. Also because young people in China, they are more confident in express their personal thinking to the leaders. So I think going forward, the working environment from this perspective will also be improved a lot.